Branding is an underappreciated aspect of MSP marketing, and yet it's extremely important. I mean, extremely important. Oftentimes, people will not put that much worry or thought into their logo or their colors, or if they even have backgrounds or their fonts or anything like that. Oftentimes, you ask an MSP if they have a brand book, and they just sit there like, I have a logo. It's like, no, you need to have a brand book. What is your identity? What do the backgrounds look like? What does your typography look like? What do your icons look like? Do you have a mascot? There are all those things that united really make a full brand. So for instance, like when we were about to launch MSP Camp, where we were thinking about MSP Content Machine, MSP Content Kingdom, Content King. We're thinking about all these kind of things that we could have done something cool with. And Steven just goes, how about MSP Camp? It's short for campaigns. And it was like, cool, MSP Camp. Like camp, you could do so much with a camp theme. And so we started to really double down on that. And now we have a whole brand around it. And people say, oh, it's like, I can come sit at that fire with you. Your brand feels welcoming. We don't take ourselves too seriously. It's part of our brand. How we make people feel when they see MSP Camp. So that's just one example of like why we chose MSP Camp. We know the power of branding. Now, other MSPs that are doing this really well, we helped a MSP recently, Serious Office Solutions, where they have this really epic like space theme, and their mascot is an astronaut, and it's like these orange and black colors that just stand out crazy over the blues of every other MSP. So if they're doing nothing else for marketing, they're standing out when they meet with a prospect, or when a prospect sees their ad or organic social or website over everybody else. So it's just a really good example of like, it's okay to be bold with your brand. At this stage, as a small business, like anything under $10, $20 million, like you don't need to worry about like, is my brand safe? Does my brand make someone feel comfortable? Like, don't worry about any of that. The most important thing for your brand at this stage as a small business is standing out. That's the number one thing we're trying to do with our brand. Do we stand out, and do we have people immediately want to connect with us based on what they see? And then eventually get into what they feel, right? As I said, a lot of my members, once they're part of MSP Camp, they feel like they're part of camp. They feel like they can come to our fireside. And yes, I do recommend MSPs go ahead and just rebrand. If they're looking at their brand and like, man, this is about as exciting as paint drying on a wall, then yeah, you should just rip the Band-Aid off and totally rebrand with all the new things. It's not that big of a deal. Just get it done, and you're more likely to get results from your marketing.